19-year-old Kenya Monhe has just gone missing after being kicked out of a nightclub where she'd been drinking and partying into the early hours of the morning. And everyone is still hoping she'll turn up suffering from nothing worse than a bad hangover.
I thought maybe she's with somebody and, she's sleeping it off or whatever.
But Kenya's stepfather, Tony, fears otherwise after retrieving the phone she'd left at the club and discovering a bizarre text message from a strange man the next day.
That night, that text message on her phone, it said, "Hey, this is Travis, guy from last night, white creepy van. Did you get home okay?"
Tony thinks it may be from the mystery man who'd been thrown out of the club with Kenya.
That's why I wanted to talk to him. That's why I continued to call him.
Leaving a message and anxiously waiting for Travis to call back.
That is the only communication with that Travis up to that point.
But police, following up on a missing persons report Tony had filed, would make a dramatic discovery. This surveillance video showing Kenya and the mystery man shortly after they'd been kicked out of the nightclub, together in the lobby of his apartment building.
We interviewed him.
He tells police that Kenya had walked home with him.
He tries to talk her to go to his loft.
And she agrees, only to suddenly change her mind after getting there.
He says that he wanted her to stay. She said, "No, I have to get back to my friends," and she leaves. Within 5 minutes, she's outside the building.
Talking to a homeless man loitering near the lobby before briefly going to a neighboring hotel to use the bathroom. Based on the videotape, does she look highly intoxicated?
She looks intoxicated, yes. Staggering, kind of trying to hold up her balance, stuff like that.
Do you believe that she was just drinking, or could maybe someone have slipped something into one of her drinks?
Anything's possible.
Kenya returns to the front of the apartment building, then vanishes.
You could see her walk out of camera view.
And police might never have learned what happened to Kenya after that, if not for her stepdad, Tony, who finally gets a call back from Travis, that guy with the creepy van, who texted Kenya's phone asking if she'd gotten home safely. So now we are 48 hours after Kenya was last seen.
Correct.
Travis tells Tony he'd seen Kenya stumbling on the street outside the apartment building.
He got out and asked her, "Hey, you need any help? Is there anything I can help you with?"
Travis says he gave her a ride back to the club in that creepy white van. And when they find it's closed, he offers to drive her all the way home. How does he say the night ended?
As they were leaving downtown, she wanted a cigarette.
So Travis says he stopped at a gas station along the way, only to find that's closed too. But he says Kenya got out of his van to bum a cigarette from another man smoking nearby.
Sat down, smoked, talked with him. They got up and they left together.
Travis says he left too. And then did you say to him, "So how exactly did you get Kenya's phone?"
I did ask him that, and he said, "I let her use my phone to call her phone to talk to her friends."
Travis then offers to meet Tony at the gas station where he says he left Kenya.
And I said, when can you be there? He said, "I'm on my way." I said, "I am on my way also."
Were you a little concerned about your own safety?
I was concerned to the point where I went upstairs to my bedroom and I got my 9mm pistol.
But Tony is in for a very different surprise when he arrives at the gas station.
When I pulled into the front, I saw 2 police cars there. It's like, how did this happen? How did these policemen get here?
It's only later that Tony would learn that wife Maria, fearing for his safety, had called police after he left the house. So they're like, "Oh my God, we gotta get there because this he's upset."
And they did. They beat me there.
And Travis, full name Travis Forbes, goes to the station for questioning. Travis Forbes is the last known person to have seen Kenya alive, and as investigators look into his story, it seems to hold up.
She put her arm through his arm.
Travis tells detectives just what he had told Tony, again, insisting Kenya had walked off into the night with the guy she was smoking with.
And that's the last you see her? Yes.
And Travis provides detectives with an alibi along with a witness who can verify it.
He says, I went to my girlfriend's house afterwards. At that same time, we have other detectives that pick her up, bring her in, and she corroborates the story.
Okay.
And she says, yep, he was with me from about 3 o'clock, 3:30 till like 7 or 8 in the morning when I woke up.
Travis tells detectives he wished he had driven Kenya all the way home.
If she had made the choice to go back home or to get in my van, I would have taken her home.
But he says he had no idea she was in any danger.
I mean, and if I felt any sort of weirdness about her walking over that guy, I would have done something.
Travis describes the man with Kenya at the gas station as a young Asian named Dan, who supposedly becomes the main person of interest as police launch a massive operation to find Kenya, or at least learn what happened to her.
We had detectives from our homicide unit, the missing and exploited persons unit, fugitive unit. We had so many detectives working on this case, running down video, running down leads, picking people up for interviews.
Next, another young woman is sexually assaulted and left for dead in nearby Fort Collins. She miraculously survives, but can she help cops identify her attacker as the same man responsible for Kenya's disappearance?
We want his DNA to start matching up with whatever we find.
There, they unlocked literally chilling surveillance video of him wheeling his cooler into the freezer the night Kenya vanished. Anything in it?
Bleach,